What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Casual Big Ten Podcast. Today is Friday, October 20th, 2023. My name is Kent Peterson. I'm the host of this show, and on today's show, I'm joined by Bet B1GBrad and B1GWilson. We're going to discuss the Week 8 lines for college football in the Big Ten Conference. Brad, how do you feel about that? Are you excited about doing that for the 8th time in a row?
I seem to be pretty good at it. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited to keep this going. I had no idea that I was going to be so good at this.
You are absolutely killing. We're going to get to those standings in just a moment, but first I'd like to check in with B1GWilson. How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right. I'm excited for this week. Got some good lines. Got a real good marquee matchup that could decide a lot in this conference. So looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be exciting. Before we get into these lines, though, I do have to remind everybody, this is just an entertainment podcast. We're not professional gamblers, nor are we giving financial advice. I also wanted to put a little precursor on today's episode because we are recording on Tuesday. So there's a high chance that some of these lines, or maybe even the over-unders, could change by Saturday. Had to record a little bit early this week. I'm heading up to Michigan. I wanted to I wasn't going to spoil everything, and I'm not going to put all my business out, but I am going to be with my mom. She's having surgery on Friday, and I was going to have her listen to this episode right before her surgery. So, Wilson, you've never met my mom. Do you have any kind words for her right before she heads into the hospital?
Nope.
Why would you do that to somebody?
Nothing? Not a kind word at all?
Brad threw me off, man. I'll be thinking about her, Thoughts and prayers go out to you and your mom.
I appreciate that. Brad, you have met my mother before. Based on text messages that you've sent me throughout the years, you've become very close with her. Do you have any kind words for her going into Friday?
Oh, my goodness. You're such a special person, man. Such a special person.
Is that for me or my mom?
Sending all my positive vibes your mother's way as she heads into the surgery this weekend for sure.
Will you be dedicating your picks to her today?
No, because what if I do really bad? That's horrible.
Yeah, that's true. And that's possible, too, because you've been on a hot streak lately. Speaking of that hot streak, though, let's talk about these standings real quick. Last week, Brad, you went 8-4, which brings your total for the year up to 67 and 53, 14 games over 500. Brad, you could go 0 for this week and still be over 500 for the year. How does that make you feel? It's got to feel good, right?
It kind of does, yeah. I mean, I'm getting something out of this, right?
Yeah.
A lot of time and effort put into this show.
Yeah. From me, especially, not as much from you. Wilson, not the best week from you, but it wasn't a total miss. 5-7. Your overall record is 60-60 on the year. I wanted to add to that. I did include the Northwestern and the Rutgers win totals, over-unders for our overall record into this week's standings. And you were 0 for 2 on those. So how does that make you feel?
Well, not happy about those being counted in the overall, but, if I finish the season at 500, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Time out, though. He's the one that said that he wanted it, right?
Yeah, he is on record as saying that he wanted me to do that weekly. So I don't know why.
I meant like you update like who was right and who was wrong. I didn't mean like add it to our overall record of picks and bets. My bad.
I feel like I was pretty clear about that last week. Should we insert the tape here and just like see if he was right or wrong about this?
If you want to do that, that's fine. Yeah, it'd be pretty funny.
All right, we'll drop that in right here. I was wondering too, I'll ask you specifically, Wilson, do you think that throughout the season I should be updating our overall wins as those are hitting, or should I just wait until the entire season is over?
You should do as hitting.
Okay. Brad, do you agree with that?
That's fine.
Okay. All right, we're back, everybody. So obviously I was right about that. Clearly. Let's see if these people are right this week, though. We go to Twitter at this time every Friday just to see what the people are thinking about the lines. I post the big board on @CasualBig10. That's on twitter.com or x.com if you're using X now. Brad, our first comment is from JP Lyons. He says Penn State, Ohio State game will be low scoring. Is this true?
I went back and forth on this. I think it might be true. I think it's going to have some Notre Dame, Ohio State vibes to it. So yeah.
Yeah, I am going to give my pick away right now, and I'm 100% agreeing with JP Lyons. Defenses are so good in this game. I predict a low-scoring game. Wilson, we'll go to you. Brad will be upset about this. It's Jackson, train emoji, American flag emoji, crocodile emoji. It's usually his guy, but
those are my comments, bro.
says,
Open the phone lines. Give me.
Jackson says the Ohio State Penn State game will be good. I think one possession, OSU by 3. Everyone else sounds accurate. Now, what I think he meant by that is like the rest of the board looks like good, so it's hard to pick it.
Yeah, that was the overall consensus I had looking at the board. But he was down bad in your comments earlier this week, and I almost hopped on there and kind of poked fun at him, but I decided against it. So you're welcome, trained alligator emoji guy.
What happened in the comments? I forgot.
It just sounded real sad about Purdue.
Oh.
Because they were getting whooped on.
I do remember he said, because on Saturday night I posted that the Big Ten has revoked their invitation to USC and invited, I forgot who I said we invited, but he asked if that was true. I think he was joking. I like to think he was joking, right?
I'd hope so, but yeah, that wasn't the comment. He said something about Purdue's program should be blown apart or something like that.
Sheesh.
And I was like, "Oh, buddy, what do you think about the basketball program never reaching a Final Four?" But I didn't send that. So,
whoa, dude, whoa!
Person, I didn't say that to him.
All right. We love Jackson here on the show. Jackson, we appreciate the comment. Appreciate the listen if you're listening. Brad, back to you on this one. It's Team Carisi Racing. Rutgers is 6-1 against the spread and would be 7-0, but missed it by 0.5 points against MSU. RU by a couple of touchdowns this weekend. And before you respond, Cap, they are not 6-1. They pushed against Michigan. So they are, let me just double check the little chart here. Rutgers is 5-1-1. Do you think they're going to win by a couple touchdowns, though, this weekend, Brad?
I forgot who they play.
Okay. We'll go back to Wilson for this next one. Isaiah Walker is back. He's back, my guy. He's on Rutgers as well. He says Rutgers -5.5. Iowa, Minnesota under laughing emoji. And then he said, and low-key like Penn State outright. Whoa.
Yeah, I think he's on the nose with a couple of those.
Rhyme time.
Rutgers is playing Indiana, by the way, Brad.
Oh, yeah, a couple of touchdowns for sure.
Yeah. All right, Brad, last one is for you. It's from Bree. She says Minnesota money line, Michigan State money line, Illinois money line, Northwestern +14, Indiana money line. You can't agree with that. And then Ohio money line. I think she means Ohio State, but yeah. What do you think about some of those scores? So I didn't read this comment before we started recording. That's interesting.
Let me get all of those drugs that she's on. I want to feel that kind of high. Those are all wrong.
They really are, though. Hold on a second. Minnesota money line. They're playing Iowa.
That could happen, though.
That could happen, yeah. That one's not like crazy. Michigan State money line is wild.
Yeah.
Illinois money line, it's only 2.5 is the spread. Northwestern +14, which
that could happen.
Which on the board we have it +11.5. So I don't know where she got that number from. Indiana money line, definitely not, right? I don't know.
I mean, Michigan State almost beat Rutgers by double digits last week until they did it.
It was really just the Michigan State one that threw me off, I think.
Yeah.
And then my brain was just like, whoa.
All right.
This girl is crazy.
That was a wild comment. Let's get into the games this weekend, though. We're going to go in chronological order. First one up on the menu is Ohio State. They're favored by 4.5 at home. It's on Fox on your television at noon. Don't miss this game. This is the game of the week, game of the season, possibly. Over-under is at 46.5. I'm going to swing it over to Big Willie style for the first pick of the week. Wilson, what's going to happen in the horseshoe this weekend?
You know, you guys almost had me change my pick talking about all the good defense, but I just have this feeling where this is not going to be that close of a game one way. I could see it being either team, either team controlling the game for by 14 points the whole way type of thing. But I'm going to go with Penn State to cover just because they get the 4.5. I'm going to ride with them. But I'm going to go with the over 46.5. Just a feeling, not based off of logic.
The 4.5 is just such a silly line because like a field goal win, like it stinks that way. But Brad, how do you see this going though?
Yeah, I like the points as well. I think it is going to be a close game. I can see Ohio State either winning on the last drive to go up by 2 or 3 or kicking a field goal at the end. Or Penn State could win outright. But I do think it's going to go under. Like I said earlier, I see this being more of a competitive football game on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm going under that big OU.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under as well. Just so much defense in this game. We got the 1st and 4th ranked defenses facing off against each other. That's, of course, in the Big Ten. But the offenses are so good, too. That's the problem. I do think that Ohio State is going to be able to shut down the running backs from Penn State. So there's going to be a lot asked of Drew Aller in this game if Penn State's going to win this. And I've been on him since the preseason. I've been on Penn State since the preseason. I think he can do it. But what I've seen from Ohio State the last few weeks, I am more on their side than I was at the beginning of the season. So I'm switching it up just a little bit from my preseason. Taking Ohio State, I think they cover. They're at home. They get a lot of stops, and I like what Kyle McCord's been doing lately. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is the running back room is kind of in shambles. And like I said, recording on Tuesday night, I have no idea who's actually going to play for them. So as far as the running back position, but I do know that defense is going to be stout. So I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to take Ohio State to cover the 4.5. Is that crazy? It's not a crazy pick, is it, guys?
I don't know. I don't think so. I had saved a tweet I forgot about some James Franklin stats.
Oh, really? Let's hear this.
If I may.
Yeah, you may.
2-11 on the road versus top 25 teams, which Ohio State is.
That's not good.
0-9 on the road versus top 10 teams, which Ohio State is. 1-8 versus Ohio State, which Ohio State is. And 1-11 versus top 5 teams overall.
Who is the one, I wonder?
I can't remember.
Because the one that you kept saying had to have been the same team every time, right?
Yeah.
I wonder who it was. It was probably Michigan.
So he's not got a great track record. I wouldn't call that great.
No, is that all at Penn State?
Huh?
Is that all at Penn State?
I don't know about that either. It says James Franklin specifically.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I assume it's at
Vanderbilt.
Maybe. He's gotta change it, right? It could happen this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, if it's this is the team he's got to change it with, whether it's this year or next year. I mean, he's got to start winning some of these big games. So we'll see. We'll find out. That's why they play the game. I literally can't wait for this game. This is like probably the game I've been most excited about all year. One of the games I'm least excited about this weekend, though, is Indiana and Rutgers. Indiana at home. Rutgers, we just talked about, favored by 5.5. The over-under is 40.5. Brad, coming right back to you. What's going to happen in this game?
I don't know. Both these teams are weird. I'm taking Rutgers, though, to cover. I think they've been more consistent throughout the whole year, even though they got absolutely gift-wrapped a game last weekend.
Who was that against? I forgot.
I don't remember either.
Oh, okay.
So I'm taking Rutgers by at least a touchdown, and then with Indiana's defense, they've been holding better teams to some lower scoring, at least initially. So I'm going to go under, and I don't think Indiana scores that much. So I'm going under, even though 40 is pretty low.
Yeah, that's a safe thing to say, is that Indiana's not going to score very much. Wilson, do you think Indiana's going to score very much?
I do not. I also took Rutgers in the under.
Solid. No, that's yeah.
Wait, is that it?
I have to on this game.
He said, "Is that it?"
He turned his computer on and everything just to say,
Let's wrap this up.
All right, I'll carry this show, I guess, right now. It is my show, after all. I'm taking Rutgers, and I'm taking the over in this game. I'm going to take some points. I think that I have no reason to take this over, actually. I don't know what it's based on. Rutgers didn't score a ton against Wisconsin 2 weeks ago. They got 27 last week, but it was against, I don't know. They could probably score 27 again. I just need Indiana to score. I don't know. Is that even possible? I have no rhyme or reason of why I did this. I guess I'm just hoping that there's some points in this game, because otherwise there's really, I mean, with this game being on at the same time as Ohio State and Penn State, it's going to be tough to keep my eyes anywhere near it, because, you know, Ohio State, Penn State's on. So I need some scoring to draw my attention over to that TV this weekend. So I'm just hoping for it, I guess. Those are the 2 noon games, though. Then we move to 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. This game will be on NBC. It's Iowa, the Hawkeyes, my favorite to win the West from the beginning of the year all the way up until now. Favored, I don't know if I said this already, by 3.5 against the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. Over-under is 32.5. And I was reading on Twitter that this is a historic over-under. I think it's either second or third lowest all time. Since the 1800s, there wasn't over-unders as small as this. So I forgot whose turn it is. We'll go back to Wilson for this one. Wilson, what do you think is going to happen in this game? It's got to go over, right?
I am taking Iowa to win the game by more than 3.5. I'm also taking the over 32.5, just out of principle. There's going to be something like, you know, Iowa's going to punt it 70 yards. The guy's going to muff it, and they'll scoop it up at the 1 yard line and then bust it in the goal line to hit the over or something stupid like that. But here's a question for you that I saw on Twitter, and that was a good question. If Iowa runs the table and is an 11-1 going into the Big Ten championship, are they a top 10 ranked team?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, right? They got to be. How many teams are going to have 11 wins at that point?
But so who is their best win? Do you think?
So far it's been Wisconsin. Man, after that it's not. I mean, I guess that would be their best win. I guess they got to kind of hope for Wisconsin to keep doing good the rest of the year. I don't think that matters though, really though. Like,
but they play 3-3 Minnesota, 3-3 Northwestern, 5-2 Rutgers, 3-4 Illinois, and then 3-3 Northwestern the rest of the year.
Yeah, but Northwestern's going to get 8 wins though, so that's going to help them out a little bit. But also, I don't foresee them. And this is not a slight at Iowa. I think Iowa fans would even admit this, but I don't foresee them winning the Big Ten championship game, so it's not going to have playoff implications. And the rankings, as far as that goes, like if you're not in the playoffs, it really doesn't matter. Like it just will determine which bowl they go to. So I don't know if anyone's even really going to care.
And who wants Iowa to be in their bowl game? Like if you're running that bowl game, are you excited to get on the phone call and it's Iowa? Sorry, Iowa fans. I'm sorry. I'm salty.
I think Iowa would travel. They would go to a bowl and spend like if they came to Nashville for like the Music City Bowl, Like, I think Nashville would be excited about that because I think a lot of Iowa fans would come to that. They wouldn't be excited about the game, like, per se, because, like, there might not be a lot of scoring in it. I'm sure that's what the people on the bowl committee, like, would like to see is a high-scoring game. But as far as, like, the fans that are going to travel, I think that they'd be excited about that. I don't know. It's an interesting question. I think that they should be because there's not going to be that many teams at 11 wins. But, I just don't know if it really matters, though, like what they're ranked at that point in the year. That's just me. Brad, what do you think's going to happen in this game, though? Or did you make your pick yet, Wilson?
Yeah, I took Iowa in the over.
Okay. Brad, what do you got?
Honestly, the hook is kind of scaring me because this could be a 3-0 game.
It could be.
I'm like really thinking about
it. Could be 4-0, honestly.
At half point. I'm going to take Iowa. I said at the beginning they had the easiest schedule from the jump, and that's the only reason why they have as many wins as they do right now. I'm going under the whatever it is, 32. I'm going under. There's no way.
Non-conference games?
Iowa State, Utah State,
snuck out of,
and some other team.
I'm looking it up right now.
This could be like
San Diego.
As you're doing that, though, like 14-10, 17-10. That's as high as it's going to get.
Something stupid's going to happen to get the over.
Every time I go to like the schedules, Google like pulls up like their last games, even if it's last year, so I get confused. All right, it was Utah State, Iowa State, and Western. That's right. That's their best win. Western Michigan, 41 points in that game.
They were losing until that rain delay too.
Yeah, that's facts.
God's a Iowa fan.
I'm taking the under just for fun. I'm actually thinking about putting a significant bet on the under just for that fun. And I think it's the right bet, honestly. Like what was the score last week? 6-15? Like it was at 21. That would have been way under. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll take the under in this game, but I do think Iowa's going to win. I haven't liked Minnesota all year, and I'm fine saying that at this point. Like I said, got so much shit talked to me at the beginning of the year for me saying that they're going to hit their under. And they're almost there now, so I'm hoping that Iowa can help me get them there. So I'll take Iowa to win, and I'll take the under. Of course, you got to take the under in this game. Just like, who was it? Just like Isaiah said, you got to take the under in this game.
All
right. We got Nebraska. We got the Wildcats. Nebraska at home, they're favored by 11.5 points. Combined with Northwestern, though, their over-under is 41.5. Brad, what's going to happen in this game?
I feel like we haven't picked a Northwestern game in like 3 weeks. They had like a bye and then a game that didn't have a line for it.
That's true. The Wagner game, and then they were on bye last week. Yeah. So yeah, you're right.
Man, I forgot they were.
Welcome back, Cats fans. Welcome back to the pod.
The Wildcats.
David Braun and the boys. Pat's Cats.
I'm looking at what I got. Here we go. I got it. I'm taking Nebraska. Nebraska. Okay. Bill Brasky. Nebraska. Just for fun. I'd like to see Nebraska have a good game. And I'd like to see some points. So I'm going over. And I have no real reason on either of those things. But it feels right, you know? And I've been doing this so well for so long now that I'm going with it.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You're 67-53, dude. You don't have to have a reason to do anything at this point. I do want to point out, though, that Nebraska had a pretty good game their last game against Illinois. That was a pretty solid appearance. But, Wilson, what do you think is going to happen?
I really wanted to take Northwestern. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
But that Illinois game shook me a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Nebraska. And I'm going with the under, though. I think 41.5 is just a little bit too much for this game. It'll be like 40.5.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, dude. I so badly wanted to pick the Cats in this game, but just having flashbacks to that Illinois game and stat I pointed out on Wednesday was that Nebraska has the second best run defense in the conference, and Northwestern has the last place rushing offense. So you're asking Ben Bryant to literally score any points. Ben Bryant's going to have to do it. Like, he's going to have to throw the ball, and they have A.J. Henning, and name me a second Northwestern wide receiver for $5. Anybody? Okay, so they don't have many weapons on the outside, and they're not going to be able to run the ball. That is a recipe for a very low-scoring game for the Wildcats. Nebraska's defense is just so damn good, so I got to take Nebraska right here. And I think that they can score about 21 maybe. And even if Northwestern does sneak in a touchdown, that still covers me for the 11.5. So Nebraska under in this game. Second to last game here, we got Wisconsin and Illinois. Trying to get my notes pulled up now. I'm feeling like Brad. It's at Illinois. Wisconsin coming off the heartbreaker against Iowa last week at home. Illinois coming off the high at Maryland last week, picking up the win. Nobody saw that coming, by the way. So we got two teams just on opposite ends of the football right now as far as their feelings coming into this game, I think. I mean, if I was an Illinois fan, I'd be happy right now going into this game. Wilson, what do you think is going to happen in this game? Are the Fighting Illini going to ride this high and get another win this weekend at home?
I do think they will. So I'm switching up my pick, actually. I have it on our sheet here as Wisconsin and over. I'm actually going to go Illinois in the under.
You're switching up both.
I'm switching up both.
Okay.
I think Wisconsin will just feel defeated, kind of taking that hit against Iowa, losing that ugly-ass game, and being at home at Illinois. I just think that gives Illinois, a field goal advantage. I'm also going to take the under 42.5. I just don't think either of these teams' offenses are that great. So I'll go the under.
Yeah. I do want to point out, too, Brad, before you make your pick, you might want to switch it as well. Tanner Mordecai out. He broke his hand last week. Braden Locke will be the quarterback for Wisconsin. I think this is only his second game in college football. I could be totally off on that, but it will be his first game starting for Wisconsin, and it's on the road. Ruckus, Illinois environment this weekend for Braden Locke to have his first start. You sure? Just be sure you're thinking about that before you make your pick here.
That's fine. I kind of like that name, Braden Locke. That sounds like a good quarterback. I'm going to stick to what I originally planned.
How noble of you.
Unlike some of us. Neither of these teams can figure out who they want to be. It's really hard to keep track of if these teams are going to be good or bad. So overall, I think Wisconsin has shown me more. I think Illinois comes back down to earth after somehow beating Maryland. I didn't see any of that game. I was working on some projects. I thought that one was in the bag, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like there's at least one game every week that you talk about that you just seem like you are upset that you have to even think about the game. Is this the one this weekend?
Yeah, it seems like it, doesn't
it? Am I correct on that guess?
Yeah, you are. That's right. That's exactly right.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna go with. I am excited.
I don't think I said what I was gonna do though.
Oh, you didn't? My bad. Go ahead.
I don't know. Run it. It's fine. I got Wisconsin in the over. Is that what I said?
Idiot.
I'm sticking with it. I've got Wisco in the over. Yeah.
I forgot that everyone listening or watching the podcast doesn't have access to the sheet, so they don't know what you pick until you actually say it. So that's on me. That's my bad on that one. I knew I'd make at least one mistake tonight. All right, I got Illinois in the under. I'm with Wilson on this. Riding that high after the Maryland win. Why not? I think that if Illinois wins this game, all you're going to see on Twitter is the chatter about like, oh my God, the fucking Big Ten West, dude. It's so crazy. Wisconsin, remember how good they were? And now Illinois, like everyone was off them and now they're back. That's all you're going to see on Twitter on Saturday. And you know what? I kind of want to see it. So I'm hoping that Illinois wins this game. at this point. All right, last game of the weekend. It is the nightcap, 7:30 p.m. on NBC. The second-ranked Michigan Wolverines heading into the woodshed to take on the Michigan State Spartans.
Cut that shit out. Fix that. Fix that in editing, please. I don't want to hear that shit.
We're not. Y'all don't call it that no more?
I never called it that in the first place.
Oh, okay, my bad. Heading into Spartan Stadium to take on the Spartans. Michigan favored by a measly 24.5. Over-under is 47.5. Fred, take over, man. Take over.
I don't want to take over.
You don't want to talk about this game?
No.
All right.
Wilson, what you got?
Ready for basketball season. But, another heartbreaking game last week for Michigan State. It's kind of part of their identity now, just finding ways to lose. Same old Spartans. Sparty-no. All that's coming back. I think Michigan's going to put it on them. I think they'll get the over by themselves. So I'm going Michigan to cover the 24.5 and the over 47.5. I think it'll be like 52-6. We'll get a fourth quarter touchdown but miss the extra point type of thing. It's gonna be a sad.
Brad, are you gonna make a pick on this game or no?
I made my pick, yeah.
What is it?
It's on the sheet. I thought everybody could just see the sheet now. I thought you put the sheet up for everybody.
You gotta say it. You gotta let it be known.
Listen. I'm more upset of what your pick if you're going to stick with that because I just looked at it for the first time and saw it. And I feel like you're doing it on purpose. Michigan State is a shell of a football team right now, which is sad because I think they have some decent talent on the team, but they just can't get out of their own way, and they will for sure lose this game. I have Michigan in a blowout. I hope it's not, but I don't see it any other way. So I've got Michigan covering. I think Wilson is right. They could, if they want to, they can, and they probably will, just to embarrass. Like if they get a chance to embarrass Michigan State, they're going to do it. Like they're not going to hold back. I feel like their starters are going to play longer, and they need to start making statements anyway.
Yeah.
Side note, Michigan State could be the best team that they've played all year. They could. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad?
Well, we'll find out in a couple of weeks because Michigan State plays Nebraska. So,
from a pure entertainment standpoint, I hope it's a better game. But I can see this going just like the Washington game, where it's over in like the first minute. Like you just know it's going to be rough. I hope we make it through at least a quarter. It'd be fun to watch like a good quarter of football and then be like, okay, but now it's the reality is going to hit. Anyway, I got Michigan covering the 24.5. Like I said, I think they can get the over by themselves as well. So Michigan and hurts. It hurts.
You froze there for a second. Sorry, but Michigan in the over. Michigan in the over.
Michigan in the over. I said it. Yep.
Whew. We got through that. Together, we got through that, buddy. I honestly, I am going to stick with the pick that I have on the sheet. I'm taking Michigan State and the over. And realistically, Brad kind of touched on it. I do think that Michigan State's a better team than what people give them credit for. If you look at some of the games that they played, lost to Iowa by 10, was right in that game, outgained them, just like everyone's done at Iowa this year. Should have won the Rutgers game. Obviously, the Washington game was tough, but I just think that from what I've seen from them, I've seen flashes of the defense being decent. I really actually liked what I saw from Katon Hauser last week, and I do.
Why do you say his name like that?
Because the first time I said it, I said I actually no, for real. I'm not even kidding. I really thought his name was Caitlin Hauser. The first time I said it on the show, I said Caitlin. So now I make sure not to say the Lynn part. I say Caton. How do you say it? How do you say it? Caton?
Caton. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I could do that. But I do like what I saw out of him last week, though. I thought he threw it pretty well, and then obviously had the nice draw play for the touchdown. So I think that everyone writing off Michigan State as like this is for sure going to be a blowout is not what you should be doing in a rivalry game. Honestly, like anything could happen. Anything has happened in this game. I don't think that Michigan State is going to win by any stretch of anyone's imagination, but I do think that they can make it interesting for 2 or 3 quarters, and that would be enough for them to stay within the 24 number. I see this game 38-17 is the final score. That still is within 24, and it still is the over. And that's how I see this game playing out. So, like I said, Michigan State over in that game. And that's the weekend. Those are the games. And really excited about it, man. I just think this weekend slate is by far the best one that we've had this year. There's no non-conference games. There's the marquee matchup, like Wilson said at the beginning of the show. How excited are you guys about this? Even though it's only Tuesday right now, how excited are you, Wilson?
Very excited.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it, dude. It's palpitating through the microphone right now. It's just like your energy is unmatched. I could feel it, dude. Brad, excitement level check?
The enthusiasm. Oh, my God. Got me out of my seat there a little bit almost. What was the thing a few weeks ago? Tickle me below my belt line or my britches or something?
Yeah, tickle me.
I'm tickled.
Below his belt.
I'm tickled, baby. I'm a little. I have to pick up a new couch on Saturday. I'm not bragging. It's leather, no big deal.
Whoa.
Mistake.
You sound more enthused about that than the weekend. So I'm hoping I'm back for the tip, as Wilson likes to say, of the Ohio State Penn State game, but I don't know. I might miss some of that, so that's a little disappointing. And then I've got too much emotions involved in the Michigan State Michigan game, and if it's a blowout, I will turn that shit off. So I'm a little less excited than you, I think.
Okay. Is this like a full couch, or is it like a couch set, or just the couch?
It's a sectional.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to keep the dogs off it?
By the power of God Almighty.
I think you'll be okay. My dog used to get on my leather couch.
Asking nicely, I don't know, Wilson.
My dog is in here right now. Is he still there?
Wilson?
Batman. Oh my God. That was great. I have one more thing for Brad before we go. Brad, when you guys came down here earlier this, I guess at the end of the summertime it was, you left a pair of socks here, and I'm wearing them right now. I just wanted to let you know that. Is that weird?
Yes.
I washed them.
1,000% that's weird.
I washed them.
But why would you wear them then?
They're extremely comfortable. They're like out of control comfortable.
Hey, Merry Christmas, man.
In fact, it motivated me to go get some similar socks. Today, I bought a whole set and this hoodie. Got a new hoodie too.
Nice.
Do you want to see the socks that you're missing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious.
Are you curious? Okay, it's these. Hold on.
Are those Nike Dry Fit?
Yeah. They're a little big on me though, because you got a big old. Wait.
Why you got them pulled up so high?
Well,
you gotta push those down, fam.
I had them folded over like this.
Why would you do that?
Because they go up to like my knee. What am I supposed to do?
We gotta end this.
Nah, dude. People are sticking around for this part. All right, man. Appreciate the socks, though. Good luck to everybody in their teams, and good luck on all your tickets. We will see you guys on Monday. Be back late Monday because I will still be traveling Monday afternoon with the wrapped episode. We'll see you guys then, and we will see you guys in the future.